Hello everyone. Today I'll be taking a very important topic in the tech world, and it is the difference between the SQL and MongoDB. Both SQL and MongoDB are widely used databases, but they work very differently. And SQL is a relational database while MongoDB is non-relational, also known as NoSQL. Now you might wonder, why should you care about these differences? Well, the choice of database can impact the speed, scalability, and even the success of your application. So, by the end of this talk, you will know what SQL and MongoDB are, and second, why they are important, and third, how they work, and so you can decide which one suits your needs better. So, going on to that, what are SQL and MongoDB? SQL databases or structured query language databases have been around for decades. Example, including MySQL, PostgreSQL, Microsoft SQL Server. They store data in structured format tables with rows and columns like a spreadsheet format. And each table has a defined schema. This means you must decide the structure of your data before storing it. For example, if you're managing a database of employees, you might have columns like name, age, department, and salary. So, SQL databases follow asset properties, which stands for atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. This ensures data integrity, meaning your data is accurate and reliable even if something goes wrong. And this is applicable in every case of SQL. And in the case of MongoDB, now, let's talk about the MongoDB. It is a NoSQL database, which means it doesn't use tables. Instead, it stores the data in format similar to JSON called BSON. It is a binary JSON format, and these are the documents inside collections. The biggest advantage of MongoDB is its flexibility. Uh, like you don't need to define a schema front before doing that thing. For example, if you are storing user profiles, one document can have a field for hobbies, and while another document might not. This makes MongoDB great for applications where the data keeps evolving, like social media or e-commerce platforms. And why are they important? This brings us to why these databases are so important. Like why SQL? SQL databases are the backbone of industries that need strict data consistency and structure. For example, banks use SQL to store transaction records because even a tiny mistake could cost millions. So that's why they are using it. And healthcare systems use SQL to store patient data, ensuring no error occur when accessing the medical records. Uh, these are the examples where SQL uses. And MongoDB is important for applications where flexibility and scalability are key. For example, social media apps where users generate a variety of content like text, images, videos, and the startups that need to scale quickly, handling massive amounts of user data across from multiple servers. And scalability is a big deal. SQL databases are traditionally scaled vertically, meaning you add more power to a single server. But on the other hand, MongoDB scales horizontally, meaning you can add more servers to distribute the load across all the servers. This is why companies with millions of users often prefer MongoDB. In the case of SQL, we cannot do that. And how do they work? Let's look at how these databases work in practice. And SQL databases, to interact with SQL databases, you use SQL queries. For example, to find all employees in the marketing department, you would write select asterisk from employees where department is equal to marketing. And SQL is great for complex queries, especially when you need to combine data from multiple tables using joins. And however, this complexity can sometimes slow down the performance if your database grows too large. But in MongoDB, you write queries in more a flexible way. For example, to find all users older than 18, you would write db.users.find inside the bracket, and there is a object, and that is the keys age and the value will be with greater than 18, like dollar sign GT 18. So it's more simple to use, and it's way more flexible way. And MongoDB stores related data together in a single document. For example, a user's profile and their address could be stored in one document. This reduces the need for joins, making queries faster. One thing to note is that the MongoDB is optimized for unstructured or semi-structured data. This makes it ideal for modern apps that deal with diverse type of data types. And the key differences is uh, when we compare SQL and MongoDB on a few key points. The first one is schema. SQL has a fixed schema while MongoDB is schemaless. And in relationships, SQL supports relationship with tables and joins, but MongoDB uses an embedded documents, like document inside a document, like that kind of relationship. And in scalability, SQL scales vertically, but MongoDB scales horizontally. Means you can distribute the load among many servers. In SQL, you have to add more power to the server. And in the case of data consistency, SQL ensures strong consistency, but MongoDB prioritizes flexibility, speed, and availability. And these are the both have the strengths and weaknesses. So the choice depends on the application that you are working on. And in conclusion, to wrap up, SQL and MongoDB serve different purposes, and SQL is great for structured data and applications that need consistency, like banking. But MongoDB is perfect for the unstructured data and apps that need to scale fast, like social media. Uh, the key takeaway is there is no one size fits all database. Understanding these differences will help you choose the right tool for your project. And thank you for listening to me, and I hope this was helpful. Thank you.